What's up, everyone? It's Michael Fight, and today we're talking about the Nightfall. The Nightfall for the last week of July, and Tanniks is back. So I'm going to kind of briefly go over the sections of the Nightfall just to kind of give you some hints. This week's Nightfall is Arc Burn, and it also has that added Juggler, which means whatever weapon you're shooting with, no ammo for that will drop. So try to mix it up a bit between your primary ammo and your special ammo. Now, personally, I ran the Fatebringer as my primary, which I recently just acquired after 20 plus VOG runs, I would say, on each character. I ran for my secondary as a sniper. I mixed it up between the Queensbreaker bow and also Patience and Time, which are just recently sold. So that was kind of my go-to. In this current part, you see me using the Queensbreaker bow. It's really nice because it has a lot of good impact, so it hits really hard. And then for my heavy weapon, I switched between an Exodus and Gallahorn at the end. So in this section here, basically just run until you get to this part. But this section here, you want to kind of stay in this room back a little bit and just sort of kind of hit things, snipe if you can, throw some grenades in there, whatever you need to do just to keep people at bay.
No, you're fine. We're in a rush.
Until you really peg down and get everyone going. Now, eventually Tanniks is going to pop out, and he's going to be able to get a few hits in, and he's going to be Scorch cannoning, is that a thing, right?
Yep.
He's going to be shooting that Scorch cannon at you. The big thing that I found is find his health bar and shoot just a little below that. You'll typically grab a few headshots if you do that. Now, keep in mind his hits, even though they're solar, are going to be heavy. So one good direct hit will kill you, and that splash damage is going to do a lot. As you can see, a couple of our folks ended up dropping. So you really want to be careful with what you're doing, but 3 people shooting at him will be good, and you want to keep shooting until you see that immunity thing. Once he starts saying immune on your hits, just back up, let him do his thing, and then you can rise on up and head to the spider tank, which is where we're going to go over next. Now, I would say the spider part is
nerd, go up your thing. What are
probably
you doing?
the most complicated and hardest part of this entire strike. There is a section in between the tank that I'm going to kind of skip. So the big thing is, as soon as you get to the tank, throw a grenade down this hallway because there's a bunch of dudes down there, and stay back. There's a lot of snipers on this side, and there's some vandals down at the bottom that are going to get you. And in this case, they're all running arc weapons, so they will take you down, and they will take you down fast. So you want to make sure to kind of stay back in this far right corner. As soon as you get out the door, you want to go run immediately to the left and kind of stay in that corner. The tank can't get you. You can see the enemies coming from the right, and you have a straight shot down this tunnel to kind of do some sniping. So with that, you can take down the top, his big weapon there, and then you don't have to worry about the cannons. Or you can do the typical and aim for the legs. If everybody's running arc snipers in this part, or arc primaries, you should be pretty set. It's actually pretty nice because each time you guys do hit, I mean, you're doing 10,000 damage or more per hit. So it's pretty good. And this hallway, though, a lot of enemies are going to funnel through it every time you open up the brain on the spider tank. So just be really mindful of that. That every time you do that major damage, enemies are going to come from this tunnel and from that right, especially those exploder shanks. So really be cautious of those guys. They tended to hit our team pretty hard a few times. As you can see, I'm just kind of spamming rockets at anywhere where there's a lot of ads or additional enemies. So that's something you want to be mindful of too, because they come and they flood fast, because those vandals are pretty fast. And this is that section here where you can kind of hang back on the right, peg away at things. Personally, like in this shot, I was doing the Queensbreaker bow right to the top. Once you get the spider tank down, though, and you get everything going, this is where the easy part of the raid comes, or the strike comes. So now we get to Tanniks himself. Honestly, spamming Gallahorns, even though it's arc burn, is really going to take him down. If you can't do this, there's a spot right up here on the left that if you hop up, no abs spawn to it, so you don't have to worry about
I think it was even more exciting
anybody coming up and meleeing you. Tanniks will shoot at you, though, so you do have to be careful. But you can kind of park up here and snipe away at them, and if you get a few people kind of scattered about, you can take him down really easy.
Alright, he's gonna die.
So once we get him down, I got my Fatebringer on there. I've got some Gallahorn shots, and my teammates are also shooting. Let's go ahead and see what I ended up getting with my 3 Nightfalls. So these Nightfalls, as usual, were bad.
What the hell?
I ended up. One of my teammates ended up finishing
Toland's
his
journal
bounties for
and
bad juju,
ACO
so that was really
feedback.
nice. Getting that starting wrap up.
What is that?
Got a lot
Those
of
are the
strikes
Titan
to do.
gloves that when you
But
get
for
into
the
melee,
very
it
first
sends out a
Nightfall,
burst of arc
one of our
damage,
teammates ended up
which are
getting
actually really
the
good.
Sunbreakers
Cool.
for
I don't
the
have a
Warlock,
Titan, but
which
cool.
you're going to see pop up any second now.
Well, you gotta make one.
And which was nice because he doesn't have them. Personally, I think the Sunbreakers are actually going to get they're going to get good, son.
Yeah,
right.
I will
Yeah,
just
they do
use
that.
the
So here we go. First up,
I get?
he ended up
Bad
getting
juju.
the Sunbreakers. I ended up getting the Give Take Equation Fusion Rifle,
Oh, you
which
got
I already
Sunbreakers.
have, so
Wow.
this one got
They're mad.
dismantled. And one of our
Yeah.
other players got the ACDO
change my
feedbacks,
roles.
which are actually really cool. They're cool in PvE,
Alright, you guys
especially
running
in
more, or
Crota's
what?
End.
I'm
And
gonna
I
run
think
2
they'll
more.
get better moving forward. In the next fight in Nightfall, I ran with my Hunter, and I ended up
see.
getting Monte Carlo, which I already had, and it's a very high
Monte
rate of fire
Carlo.
and low impact
Yeah,
auto
that
rifle,
impact
which
is just so
I know they're
low.
buffing auto rifles, but this one does
might be
not have a
better
chance,
with
so
TKP.
don't even bother.
It'll be
with
alright.
it.
It still won't
Collect
be
it
great
just
with that
because
kind
it's
of
cool
impact,
looking.
though.
Yeah.
And one of our other folks
I mean,
got
good
the ruin
accuracy, I
wings.
suppose, to a streamer, so I
And then
want
for the last
them
Nightfall,
to be
I ran
polite
my
to me as
Titan.
well.
And this one, I ended up getting the Crest of Alpha
Alright,
Lupe,
I
but I
already
already
have
had it,
this.
so it immediately got the other one ended up
I
getting
have that
dismantled
for my
because
Titan.
this
Yeah.
one had a higher intellect,
gonna
so that was cool.
hop
So I was like,
outside
meh,
real quick, alright?
I'll keep it.
Yeah,
High
that's fine.
intellect, I like my super.
I'm gonna go cash in.
So
baddies.
cool. All right, guys, that's all for me and the Nightfall. I hope these tips helped you out with
Thanks, man.
finishing up and run those Nightfalls.
So,
and maybe
Corey,
try to
you know
solo it.
Brody.
Let
Do
me
you
know if
also
you
live in
solo it.
Australia?
You can always follow me on Twitter. There's a link below, and of course, I love seeing you guys on my Twitch account. So twitch.tv/MichaelFight. I love you very much, guys. I hope you enjoy everything that life has to give to you, and goodbye.